The results of the Toronto St. Paul's by-election are in, a seat the Liberal Party has held since the 1988 election, and that was won by the resigning MP of 25 years, Carolyn Bennett, by over 23%, was won by Conservative candidate Dawn Stewart, who beat Liberal challenger Leslie Church by 500 votes. This has led to questions within the Liberal Party about the next election. If a seat that the Liberals won by 23% in 2021 can swing 25% to the Conservatives, what other seats can swing that much? In Canadian politics, a loss like this raises questions in one specific person, the party leader. The Liberal Party leader, Justin Trudeau, is already fighting an uphill battle and seeking to be the first Prime Minister since Wilfrid Laurier to win 4 elections in a row. With a by-election result like this showing that the polls might be onto something, there will be inevitably questions within the Liberal Party as to whether Trudeau is the best person to represent them in the next election. This resign strategy has been employed by numerous prime ministers in recent memory, including Brian Mulroney, John Chrétien, and even Trudeau's own father, Pierre Trudeau, who took his infamous walk in the snow in 1984 before announcing that he would step down as prime minister. Now, within the Liberal caucus, the mood seems to be quite split. There are seemingly 3 camps of Liberal MPs emerging. The ones who are loyal to Trudeau and want to see him stay, the ones who want to see Trudeau resign, and the ones who want a leadership review. I will go over the movements of all 3 of these campaigns and give you my thoughts at the end. Some of the best evidence of this group of Liberals actually existing comes from some dude eavesdropping on a cabinet minister making a phone call. No, I'm serious. This dude was on a train with Minister Stephen Guilbeault right beside him, and he was making phone calls alluding to discontent within the caucus, saying that they need to address it before it festers, and that they will have to have this conversation whether they want to or not. Guilbeault appeared to be going to bat for Trudeau and defending his leadership to others who are more willing to show Trudeau the door. He also specifically named Mark Carney, Chrystia Freeland, and Anita Anand as potential successors to Justin Trudeau, who had some form of endorsement for one or a few Liberal MPs. Most of the members of this faction happen to be cabinet ministers that Trudeau has specifically appointed to be in their cabinet. Being in cabinet gives you a public profile, a handsome pay raise, and considerably more power than the average government MP. Also, some reliably pro-Trudeau Liberals would probably be most Quebec MPs. Trudeau has managed to maintain a Liberal stronghold in Montreal, which is the only thing that has kept the Liberals in second place in seat projections. There's a common sentiment that this is largely due to Trudeau being a francophone, which automatically gains him popularity points in Quebec. All 3 of the main candidates that I mentioned are not francophone, and some of these MPs might be of the opinion that Trudeau is the only leader who could make sure they keep their seats. There is a known faction within the party that has said, publicly or privately, that Trudeau must go as leader. New Brunswick MP Wayne Long even sent an email to the entire Liberal caucus saying that he wants to see Trudeau resign as Prime Minister. According to the same eavesdropping situation we talked about before, there are reportedly 15 to 20 Liberal MPs who would like to see Trudeau go. He only had one MP, Ken MacDonald, confirm that he is on Wayne's side before he publicly backtracked. It appears that many of these MPs haven't gone public yet with their feelings, out of fear of either being removed from caucus or any other consequences that could come out of being at odds with their leader. Even without many public supporters, we can make an inference as to who these supposed MPs that support MP Long's call for Trudeau's resignation are. Many are likely Liberal MPs who won their seats by a close margin in 2021 that are now at a near guarantee of losing their seats, or what is classified on 338 Canada as a safe gain seat for the Conservatives. Ultimately, if everyone who was at a near guarantee of losing their seat was calling for Trudeau to resign, he would have resigned already. So it probably comes down to the personal opinions of these MPs about how much they agreed with Trudeau throughout the years, whether they think they would have a better shot at winning with Trudeau at the helm or with someone else. Another factor is that many of these MPs have either announced or will announce that they aren't running again, so whether they seek to bring Trudeau down with them or not. There is a third category of the Liberal caucus, which are the Let's Talk About This caucus. A lot of these MPs would likely sympathize with the people calling for regicide, or might even privately be on their side, but publicly in the Let's Talk About This caucus. And what is the Let's Talk About This caucus? They're the ones who you will hear calling for something called a leadership review. Basically, they think that the Liberal Party members or the caucus or someone should get to vote on whether Trudeau should stay or go. MP Nate Erskine-Smith, who is also not running again, articulated this quite well in a video he posted to social media. Other MPs have come forward asking for, at minimum, a caucus meeting to discuss the results of the by-election and the path forward. 9 MPs signed this petition, and the two that have publicly come forward are George Chahal and Jenica Atwin. Chahal represents Calgary Skyview, and combined with redistribution and overall the average Trudeau sentiment in Alberta, it makes sense that he might want to see if there's any hope on this planet that he could keep his seat. And former Green MP turned New Brunswick Liberal, Jenica Atwin, is facing a tough fight as well. Overall, the path forward seems pretty rocky for PMJT. He has to choose whether to abandon ship and risk a new leader who could either right the ship or send them into 4th place, or he can stay on and weather the storm as they head for a near certain defeat in 2025. I would say that the Conservatives electorally would likely prefer to see Trudeau stay on as Prime Minister because they know how to attack Trudeau, and there's no risk that a new leader could regain trust in the Liberal Party. What do you think? Will Trudeau stay on as leader, or will he resign? Let me know in the comments down below. But apart from that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribing, as that helps me out a lot. But apart from that, have a good rest of your day and see you.